The new DJI Mini 3 Pro features a professional 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor that can deliver incredible 4K footage at 60 frames per second, as well as crisp 48 megapixel images through the use of its 3-axis stabilized gimbal. The camera sports a 24mm lens with an f1.7 aperture. A large 83-degree field of view helps you capture nice wide landscape shots without distortion. The Mini 3 also allows you to zoom up to 4 times while recording 1080p content and up to 2 times in 4K mode, so you'll never miss a detail. Another unique upgrade the Mini 3 includes is the ability to flip the camera vertically to capture content in portrait mode, giving you a completely new perspective. Other innovations include 3-direction obstacle avoidance in the front, rear, and bottom to keep you safe in flight, as well as the latest APAS 4.0 to help the drone navigate a clear path around obstacles when following a subject through complex terrain. The drone includes the latest O3 transmission technology that ensures a rock-solid connection up to 12 kilometers away, but should only be flown as far as you can maintain a visual line of sight for the drone. The standard 2453 mAh batteries provide a full 34 minutes of flight time on a single charge. There is also a larger Plus battery available with a capacity of 3850 mAh that can deliver an astounding 47 minutes of flight time. Keep in mind that the larger Plus battery will put the Mini 3 weight above the 249 gram limit, and both batteries are interchangeable and can be quick charged with the standard QC charger when needed. The Mini 3 also has improved flight characteristics over previous generations, which allow it to be flown in level 5 winds up to 10.7 meters per second. With one-button takeoff and landing, rock-solid GPS, Galileo, and BeiDou positioning, and automated return to home, the Mini 3 always knows where it is in the air and can easily find its way back to its takeoff point to land safely if needed. The updated DJI Fly application includes quick-shot modes for the Mini 3 Pro that will guide the drone through a set of pre-programmed flight patterns to make capturing that perfect shot easier for new flyers. You can also use the time-lapse feature to create a stunning clip where it seems like you're compressing time. The software also includes master shots to help you quickly capture and create a video for posting to your favorite social media page. There are 2 options available for controlling the Mini 3 Pro in flight. You can use the familiar RC-N1 controller that was introduced with the Mini 2 drone, or there is an upgraded DJI RC controller with an integrated color display available. This new controller provides a full 1080p HD video feed from the drone back to the controller and includes an upgraded 4-antenna system for a rock-solid connection to your drone. This new controller eliminates the need to connect your phone or tablet to fly and allows you to simply power up and start flying. The new DJI Mini 3 Pro is available in 3 different product versions. The DJI Mini 3 Pro Standalone, which doesn't include a remote controller, the DJI Mini 3 Pro plus the RC-N1 standard controller, and the DJI Mini 3 Pro plus the DJI RC controller. There are also 2 new Flymore kits available. The standard version, which includes 2 standard batteries, the charging hub, 2 propellers, and a backpack, and the Plus version that includes 2 Plus batteries. Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's video, I'll be testing the obstacle avoidance capabilities of the brand new DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. I'm out in one of my favorite places to fly. It's somewhere out in the Pine Barrens, or as Springsteen likes to say, somewhere in the swamps of Jersey. And I'm out here in a very private spot, and I picked this spot specifically because if you look behind me, I've got a lot of trees, I've got a lot of fallen trees, and a whole lot of branches sticking up. So I think if I'm looking for a torture test, I couldn't have picked a better spot than this area behind me. So what I'm gonna try and do is actually crash the drone because I've turned on obstacle avoidance. I have it in bypass mode. Now you have a couple of choices with your obstacle avoidance. You can turn it off and you can fly without it. That's just fine. You can work without a net. But if you turn it on, there are 2 modes where it's gonna recognize an obstacle. In the first mode, it's gonna stop when it sees it. So if it sees an obstacle and you're approaching it quickly, it's gonna stop. The second mode is bypass, and that's where APAS comes in. That's the Advanced Pilot Assistance System that actually will navigate a hole around all the solid objects. So it's constantly building a wireframe of everything in front of it, looking for the holes. So if I force it forward, it's got to find that hole and navigate through it. Now, a couple of things that won't happen here. When I put on bypass mode, you can't move the drone left and right anymore. It's locked in on a straight course forward. Now it'll make adjustments on its own, but remember, there is no sensing on either side of it. So it gets a little bit dangerous if the drone has to move too far to either side, but I'm hoping that that wide angle view in the front, as far as the obstacle avoidance goes, gives me a little bit of headway either way. But again, I haven't tested it. So what I'm really gonna do is put it through a torture test, and I'm gonna fire it at these trees a couple of times and see how far I can go through that really gnarly area in the back there, because man, I really wanna test this, and I'm gonna keep it low enough so if I do crash into something, I'll be able to find the drone and retrieve it. But anyway, it's gonna be a really cool test. So hang on, and here we go. Boy, I hope that was helpful. That was so much fun, firing the drone at those trees. And honestly, a couple of times I'm looking down at the screen and I can see a lot of trees in front of me. And this little guy figured out that there's trees over here, there's a spot over there. Let me get into that spot and navigate through it. So I think it's done a phenomenal job. I will be honest with you though, it depends a lot on how much light you have. This has to have a lot of light so it can tell contrast between solid objects and open space. And I've had one test that I did way down in the darker part of this forest where it did okay in the first couple of tests, but to be honest with you, I really pushed it into a dark area where it really couldn't see the different surfaces, and it clipped a tree. So I'll show you that after I'm done talking here, but I did have one crash today, which put a nice little nick on the top of the drone there. But overall, I can't get over how smart this guy is when it's looking at an environment, trying to figure out and navigate where it's gonna go and how it's gonna get around the trees, because all I did in those tests was point it at a forest, hit the joystick forward at full speed, by the way, and it went into that forest, found the holes, and navigated around those trees. Now, it's not perfect because it doesn't have side sensing like a lot of the drones out there, but to be honest with you, if you're flying in an environment like this, and you're trying to fly through a bramble like I was trying to fly through, or you're chasing somebody through the woods like this, it's gonna miss all the big trees. And again, it missed a lot of small branches too. So for my money, that APAS technology is rock solid. And again, I am blown away by the capabilities of a 249-gram drone to have obstacle avoidance built into it, 4K at 60 frames a second, flies for 47 minutes.